In our last adventure, we blasted those cowardly swabs out of the water with our DIY pirate cannon props. But now that we've protected the loot, 'tis time we find a lonely island to bury the pirate treasure chest prop. What we be needing is a crow's nest atop a mainmast, so we can spy a stretch of sand where no soul treads. Arr! Hang on as we steer the ship over to a tree adventure area where several of our pirate props were staged. There was this tall section above a wooden bridge that we thought would be perfect for a crow's nest full of pirate skeletons, just like the ones you see on top of a mast of an old pirate shipwreck display. I started off by cutting basic shapes out of plywood. I used one piece as a template, and then I sandwiched a bunch of pieces together similar to the way that I made the plywood tombstone props. I had a bunch of the pink insulation foam that I used to fill the centers instead of the plywood. This helped keep it a lot lighter and faster to make. You're right, no human being would stack foam like this. For the bottom base of the lookout station, I added some foam that I cut with a hot wire, and I used expanding spray foam to attach it to the plywood. I notched out each of the side pieces of the basket to slide over the foam floor, and then I glued it with a spray foam. For the barrel opening at the top, I just cut a half ring instead of a full round because it's going to be going up against a beam on location. Just like the floor section, I wanted the top thicker looking, so using expanding spray foam, I glued foam to the top as well. I added some detail to the top edge just like I've done in the past with tombstones and the Halloween crypt prop. I put a sanding disc on a round piece of wood, and then I sculpted a cove into the edge. To speed up the process, you can either cut it at a 45 or use a little wire brush to get rid of the majority first, and then you can go back in with your little round tool. It's a nice easy technique to give it a fancier look than just being square or rounded over. If you've ever watched any of our videos, you know that we typically hard coat our foam props by first covering it with an aluminum foil and then using a polyester resin and fiberglass mat to cover it. Then, to cover the rough fiberglass texture, we brush on a gel coat layer to give it a smoother finish. There are many foam-safe epoxies and other ways to hard coat that we'd love to try, but this method has always been an old faithful for us. Especially when you know kids will be crawling all over your props. So once everything cured, Gina was able to prime and paint the base color on the foremast. And because we had so many projects going on at once, she was able to switch between them during the paint process without even stopping. Now for the next step, which unfortunately we didn't film, was Gina adding the wood grain. Just like the past props, she usually uses a watered down darker brown and either brushes it on or uses a wood graining tool. I'm always impressed by her ability to do such a good job in such a short amount of time. I needed to attach a small mast with a sail, so I cut a hole at the top, and I framed a box that the mast could slide into so that I could through-bolt it into place. I built the mast just like I did the Adventureland light pole. I cut a 4-inch round pole with a hole saw to fit together with a lag bolt and dressed it with some rope. We have a ton of Halloween skeletons that we can use for the barrelmen. We dressed them up in pirate costumes, and we had a telescope that we got from picking up free playground equipment for the Ghostbuster Firehouse playset.
What did you find? What is this?
This is a beehive. How did we get in here?
That's right. We were opening this up because it made some noise, and that didn't sound right. And it's an old wasp nest.
But
with lots of old yellow jackets, and those things can be mean. So I told Harrison to be very careful.
But if you see a wasp over there, just let us know and don't touch them because
Yep. Let us know. Don't touch it.
And they will bite you.
And they will bite you.
I modified the plastic telescope by grinding off the mount and then spraying some great stuff and hard coating it. I created a plywood hanger that was reinforced with fiberglass to slide over the existing wood beam. We hung the basket first, and then I added a little safety cable for backup. It was like 15 feet above the bridge. Then it dropped down another 20 feet underneath the bridge. Scary. We dressed the mast with some old rope and bolted it into place. Then we hung some drop cloth for the sails, and Gina weathered and aged them to look like they had been in battles. We wired the skeleton barrelmen into place so that they wouldn't move in the wind. For this project, I was definitely inspired and wanted to make something similar to the Pirates of the Caribbean in Magic Kingdom. It was really cool to bring some of that magic to a forest in Nebraska. This was another really fun project for us to create. We only wish that we could have got a little more footage than what we did, but when you're in a rush to meet deadlines, it's what happens sometimes, right? We appreciate you guys watching, and be sure and let us know your thoughts in the comments.
Hey, we've been up here all day and I haven't seen a thing except for a bunch of leaves.
Except for those two working away down there.
Those are the most rookie pirates I ever saw. They're not even missing any eyes or limbs.
I wish we could get down from here.
Yeah, well, good luck. We ain't got no ladder. Quick, get that boy's attention.
They can't see us.
Where's the rum?
I dropped it down there in that poison ivy.
You bilge rat.